Hi there, happy Wednesday. This is Lynn from Devine Central. I'm here with your Wednesday weekly tarot mailbag reading. Today is November 30th, 2021. It's a beautiful sunny day in Minneapolis, 48 degrees. This is our warmest November on record, and I'll take it since I am no longer a snow bunny. Anyway, today I have a reading from someone that I thought was rather interesting, and I promised to put it on today. Let me read it to you here. Okay. This person is an artist. They struggled for years as a sculptor, but they did do galleries and they did get sales. Anyway, that stopped for a couple of years, and since then they've been painting, and that's been since the beginning of COVID. They have a great gallery representation, and they have had a great year sales-wise this past year doing smaller pieces or smaller paintings. I have a show at the end of March, and the gallery is pushing me to do larger paintings, or at least a few, because they can sell them for more. I still feel new to painting, and I don't know how to work. I don't know how my work will translate on the larger paintings, and if they'll even sell. So I pushed it a little last show, and I did a couple of paintings, but they didn't sell. And that could have been because of the actual painting or because of the size. This person doesn't know either way. I don't have a hell of a lot of time to do this, and I just don't know if I should push back and do what I know, or push forward and attempt to do the larger paintings to improve chances of success and interest. My biggest fear, of course, is that the next show will flop. Okay, so is that not the case with most artists? Don't they? Most artists worry about their show? Today, I'm going to be using, I hope this will translate well with the lighting, I'm going to be using the AE Tarot Holistic Deck. Kind of a cool deck. I thought it might be kind of fun. I'll give that a try. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards. Let's deal. I've decided I'm going to do just my regular everyday run-of-the-mill Celtic cross this time. So and this is how I do it. You know, everybody does it a little different. I'll just show you my way. Okay, this is actually what I do at fairs and festivals. Even when I only have, maybe 8 to 12 minutes to do a reading, I will still do this reading. I'll just do it a little faster than I do it here today. So I find it easier to take a look at the situation itself and then come and ask Spirit for guidance. And to me, the staff is guidance. All right, so listen, if we take a look at the cards in this area, gosh, they just kind of seem so negative and kind of down. We start with the energy that you, dear Querent, brings to the table here today. This is the King of Swords, and it just shows that you have such a strong sense of discipline, and don't successful artists need that anyway? I mean, it's for people that have never done anything other than a small dabble in any of the arts. They don't realize that this really takes a lot of work and really takes a lot of dedication and discipline to do this long term, much less do it full time. So I think that the discipline is a double-edged sword, just like the sword is. It's gotten you where you are today, but I think it's also possibly kind of keeping you in one place. And of course, that's the foundation of the reading. It's all about not wanting to accept the next step forward, for whatever reason. It's because it's the unknown. We don't know it. We don't know where we're going to go with that, and we're afraid to step forward. So we just kind of sit in it. And I think that what's really called for here, I think Spirit is saying, Mr. Discipline, Miss Discipline, you need to open up your train of thought and maybe start looking at things from a different perspective, because right now this is holding you back, your discipline and your way of doing things, and you're looking at your concerns about the bigger paintings not being commercially acceptable. I think that you need to get back to your roots, which is just do it because you love it. You know, whatever paintings you're doing now in the small scale are obviously well received and they're selling. So there's no reason for you to think that the bigger ones won't sell. But it's a lot easier to sell a painting for $50 or $100 than it is for, you know, $2,500, $5,000. I mean, it takes a special customer to do that, and they don't come along every day. But you know what? I think you know that. I think that this is, I think all this anxiety and everything that you're getting worked up over, I don't think this is something new. I think this is something from the past that is obviously affecting your present. I think you might be using it also to be steadfast in your discipline to do what you want to do in your time frame. And if you're going to make changes, it will be when you're ready to make changes. And I think that, you know, don't let this anxiety be what holds you back. Don't let this be just a bad habit of being negative or of digging your heels in and not wanting to move forward, because really it's you're taking it with you everywhere you go. You're carrying that negativity with you, and it's not serving you. Now, I think what's on your mind, we have the Knight of Swords, and I think it's, you know, I just think that this is how you see your gallery owners. You see them pushing on you, and boy, does the Knight of Swords push. This is someone that just jumps in both feet first, says, hey, this is what I want, and I'm not afraid to tell you that this is what I want. And they come charging in, and it's not fun having somebody tell you how to do your work and what you need to do. But in order to be commercially successful, you're going to have to acquiesce to some degree to this kind of pressure. So I get it. The pressure's on you. It's bothering you. I know that. But honestly, again, if you just keep dragging this negativity with you and you dig your heels in, you refuse to look at changing, or you don't want to look at change, what's going to happen as you come around, by the time you get to this gallery in March, you know, we have the Three of Swords, and you know, people see this card as, oh, it's heartbreak, or it's, you know, the loss of a love. It's like, you know what? This has nothing to do with love. This is a swords. Swords are about intellect and about common sense and communication, how we communicate, how we think to other people. And if anything, this Tom Benjamin coined the phrase wounding with words. And I think it's so appropriate for this card. But I think what's happening is you are so concerned over how people are going to accept or not accept your larger pieces that I think it's almost like you're prepared for the negativity. And I just don't see how you can work that way. You know, I think it's going to be so much easier if you can let some of this go. Now, what is blocking you? What is the obstacle right now? It is the Ace of Cups. This is a blocking point for you. This is all about the passion and the compassion, the passion you dole out with your beautiful work. It's about the compassion as people see this beautiful work and the beauty of it, and come back and give that back to you. And I know that's what you need. I know that's what you want, but you can't get it when you're being this negative. So you need to kind of pull out of that, get rid of the fear, and open your heart. Open your heart to the possibility of the fact that maybe the gallery owners know what sells better than you do. They know what works better than you do. And if you did not sell large paintings at the last opening, and yet they're still asking for them, you know what? There's a sign there. There's a sign saying maybe it's something you should be doing. So let's take a look at these. I want to take a look at some of these messages from Spirit, starting with, how can you sabotage yourself? Okay, whatever this card is, it usually goes with the foundation. Okay, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so how are you going to sabotage yourself? You see the horse, see the guy on the horse over here, and you see how he's focused in on something tangible. Okay, so it's saying that if you want to be a successful artist, especially a full-time one, you can't just set aside the money. You're going to have to acquiesce to a little bit of commercialism in order for you to be able to pay the bills and buy the supplies and take care of everything that you need to take care of. So don't let that tie your hands. Don't let a little bit of the commercial spirit tie your hands. If you can do better, by selling some larger paintings, even if you just limit how many you do. This guy's a slow mover. He's not going to jump, both feet first into any situation, and you don't have to either. So just try to find a happy medium, and yet keep moving. So what is the environment around you? We have the Two of Swords here. And let me just lay that down. It'll probably be easier to see it that way. So, it's still, you're still torn. You're still torn between your head and your heart, between your passion and desire to do what makes you comfortable, and yet stepping out of your comfort zone and doing that which will help you grow, and not being that comfortable. And so it's in the air. It's also a little bit about, this is that push come to shove. This is that, that need for some negotiation with the gallery owners. And not only do you have a great sense of discipline as the King of Swords, but you also have a great ability of negotiating with people and trying to find something that's going to work for both of you. So, advice from Spirit? We got the Fool. Hey, you know what this says? This is literally the advice from Spirit card. And it says, get out there and take that risk. Take that leap of faith. The universe is not going to let you fall. And it's a new journey. It's a new beginning. It could be the beginning of a great career doing large paintings. You don't know if you don't try. So you need to take the blinders off and take that risk. So finally, outcome. Okay, what do you have to look forward to? We have the Seven of Wands here, and this is the energy of, you're on the highest hill, and you know what happens. Everybody has a comment. Everybody has critiques. You have always had to deal with critiques of your work, and you always will. It is part of the game. It's part of who you are. It's part of the profession that you've chosen, and you can deal with that. You can live with that. You don't need everybody to agree with you and agree with your art. I mean, art is meant to evoke a response, or elicit some kind of a response from people. And it may not be the kind of response that you thought it would. But as long as people are looking at this, as long as they're willing to talk about your work, it's worth the risk to try something new and different. So what's on the bottom of the deck? We have over here the Seven of Pentacles. This is about planting that seed and nurturing it and putting your heart and your soul into your work, only to second guess whether or not, it's going to be up to par for everybody else. You need to do it for yourself, and you need to give yourself the compassion that I think other people would give you if you would just open yourself up and take and risk the criticism, because it will. I think it's going to come out for the best. So I think that you need to be patient with especially with the owners. And underneath that, we have the King of Pentacles. So here's another king, and I think what it's telling us is that we really, you really need to, if you're going to be in the gallery doing the gallery work, then you need to be in tune with the man who pays the bills. This is what they want. They like your work enough that they want it in their gallery, enough that they're willing to risk it, their time, their energy. Let them show you the abundance that you can have. Trust that they know your work and what's going on. So maybe a little bit of compromising, you think, but you got to get off this, and you need to really improve your attitude about this. In other words, I want you to try to get rid of some of this fear, because that is what will hold you back. So I hope that this helped a little bit about maybe made it a little easier for you going forward. I do think that you should definitely go forward with the larger paintings. I just don't think you need to do all larger paintings. Meet them halfway and see what see what is out there, and what there is to you'd be surprised. God forbid you should make more money, right? So listen, thank you very much. I appreciate the question. I appreciate everybody watching the answer as well. I will be doing these readings every Wednesday. If you have questions, please get a hold of me privately, send them along. Do comment. If you liked the reading, do comment on that and like that. That's how I get more views. And don't forget to look at the December Terrascopes. I just put them up yesterday. And I hope that you all have a happy holiday. Bye-bye. See you next week.